college town. I mean, we even stopped there on our way through. Seth and I were driving through, and we stopped in Fort Collins because we knew we could find a good restaurant. We actually went to a um, like a Middle Eastern place, and we got like these kebabs and stuff that was pretty darn good. And
Okay.
and so yeah, even ethnic foods and that kind of thing. It seems like you got in Fort Collins. So yeah, definitely an interesting place. It's a college town, maybe a little bit bigger than Logan for those that haven't been there, but kind of reminds people of Logan because it is more of a college town. It's not. It's really nothing like you're not right in Denver or you're not you're not in big city or anything like that. A lot of cool stuff in nature and everything close by like Logan. So yeah, it's a cool town to visit. Hopefully some Aggie fans will make the trip. Not a horrible drive, especially, this time of year. Shouldn't be bad weather or anything. You obviously have to drive through Wyoming, so you never know that it could be a blizzard in July. So nah, I'm knocking on wood right now that I'll have good roads to drive there. So Ryan, thanks for jumping on. Unless there's anything else you're dying to let us know about, we appreciate your time and we'll let you go for the night.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. No, I won't bore you with any more CSU information, but again, I appreciate you guys having me on. And are you guys coming up for the game?
Yeah, I'll be there. I will be there. Seth just
Cool.
had a baby, so he's not gonna make it, but I'll be there on Saturday.
Well, congrats to him. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Thanks, man.
All right. Well, you guys take care, and Isaac, I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay. Sounds good, Ryan.
All right. Take care.
Okay. So Seth, this is your chance. Let's hear what you got here. Let's see what you think.
Well, you guys were just, doing such a good job. I didn't want to interrupt or anything. And I didn't want to backpedal. You kind of mentioned it. I watched, I didn't watch the whole Wyoming game
Mhm.
from CSU. I watched maybe the first quarter and a half. I plan on watching the rest of it, but from just what I saw, Colorado State jumped out on Wyoming 14-3 pretty
Right.
quick. And the true freshman quarterback, they got something in that kid. I mean, I didn't even know he was a true freshman. I mean, he's a big kid, like Ryan said, and that kid can spin the ball. I mean, he's got a good arm, really, really good arm. But really what I see that plagued them, they couldn't run the ball. And, watching them and watching Utah State the last few weeks, they're eerily similar, um, on what they're struggling with right now. I'm not, like he said, they're not he's not too impressed with their defensive line. I wasn't too impressed with it either. It seemed like they jumped out on Wyoming, and then Wyoming came out throwing the ball, which was kind of weird. Then they decided, well, we forgot we had Brian Hill in the backfield, and they started giving that guy the ball, and it was 14-3, and I think he touched it 3 times, and they had it inside the 5, just like that. I mean, they were opening holes that I could have ran through, and but then just penalties, just stupid administrative penalties, and I know a lot of Aggie fans don't want to hear that, but because it's what they've dealt with, what at Boise State and whatnot. But it seems like Colorado State would get something going a little bit, pick up 15 yards on a nice throw or something, then they'd have a false start or whatever. But I don't know when the pick six happened. I'm not sure if that was second quarter, third quarter. I'm not sure, but I haven't got to that point yet in the game. But I think it's going to be really. I watched a little bit of Bobo's press conference as well.
Yeah, I did too.
Seemed like he was a little under the weather, so it was kind of disgusting listening to him talk, I guess. I don't know. He's sniffling and whatever, but they know that they got a tall task, and he didn't mention anybody on the defense that's actually going to be playing. I mean, he mentioned Anthony Williams a little bit, but he'll be out until the third quarter because of his targeting ejection during the Boise game. But Um, I mean, you talked about Levitt, but Levitt's out with a busted ankle, and so he's not going to play. And
Mm-hmm.
he didn't mention the other guys, and I think the other guys, a lot of those guys, he's going to have to worry about. Um, I've been really, I mean, that boy. We'll talk about the Boise game, but later on. But no, I think, I mean, obviously both teams come into this game 2-3, and it's a must-win for Utah State, and it's a must-win for them. I mean, if they want to be bowl eligible, you know, they gotta win the game.
Yeah,
And
it's absolutely a must-win game. So with 10 minutes left, I'm finally going to get in a little plug for ustateaggies.com and scout.com, the benefits of premium membership. Definitely take advantage of it. For example, I've been thinking about going to the Denver Broncos game this Sunday. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but I'm definitely going to buy tickets through Scout, and if I do decide to go, and definitely you get 10% off when you're a member. So that in itself, I mean NFL games, you can't find a ticket for less than 120 bucks. And those are nosebleed seats. So 10% off is going to pay for your membership by itself. You buy a few tickets, you go to some Aggie games, Aggie away games, you go to some Jazz games. I've used it for Jazz games. So definitely take advantage of that. Same thing with the fantasy football, daily fantasy, the year fantasy football. Um, a lot of great leagues on there as well. And then we've mentioned it before, but you can get any Aggie gear. You can get your pro team, gear. You can get all your hats and shirts and coats and everything on there. Um, and these are all services. These are all benefits of being a Scout .com premium member. So take advantage of those. Definitely worth it. If nothing else, I mean, I think it's worth it just to get uh, some of the input from some of the opposing teams. Obviously my professional sports teams, I can get on those message boards and those articles and that coverage as well. So it's definitely worth it. Take advantage of it. You might as well pay the yearly amount. It's like $45 per year. That's the best deal out there. Even within Scout.com, there's sites that charge 15 bucks a month, and you're getting it for $45 for the whole year. So take advantage of that. That price is really a limited time only. That price definitely could go up. Just as a side note, so take advantage of that. Once you lock in for that yearly price, by the way, there's more benefits coming as well. So they're going to start if you pay yearly, you're going to get more benefits than if you're paying on a monthly basis. Um, Different things that I don't know if I should mention right now, but would involve like a subscription to a magazine of some sort. So anyway, that's about it. All I can say about that. But definitely take advantage of it. To finish up on our preview for Colorado State, we'll stop at 45 minutes. So we've only got 6 minutes to go. But really just, I mean, I guess to summarize it, it is absolutely a must-win game. Not only it's not necessarily a must-win game for a bowl game, I guess, but it's really a must-win game for a a better bowl game than the Potato Bowl. It's a must-win game if the Aggies want to win, more like 7 or 8 wins this year, and really a game that the Aggies need to start taking advantage of some of these opportunities. And they've lost to the two best teams in the Mountain Division, and Air Force and Boise State, and they've both been close games. Um, but they've just been so close, but they haven't taken advantage of the things that have happened. Is there anything? I mean, what else do you think could be the key to this game, Seth?
Well, I just think we're going to have to obviously stop the run. I think
Stop
they
the run and
contain.
run the ball like Wyoming, right?
Yeah, I mean, if we can, stop the run and get pressure on. I mean, we run a lot more of an exotic defense than Wyoming does. I don't. Hopefully, we don't see a true freshman sit back there and throw for 350 to 60 yards like he did on Wyoming. Um, just due to our defense, and I just think if we can stop the run and get pressure on the quarterback, and there, and that's what's weird. Just watching, the first quarter and a half, Colorado State's offensive line, it's like Ryan said, they're projected to be really, really good, and you'd
Hmm.
see that 2 plays, you'd see that wow, these guys, they work as a unit, they're really good. Then all of a sudden, it's like they go 4 straight plays, and it's just like what the heck, So I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know if it's just the play call. I don't know, but they run a lot of up tempo, a lot of up tempo, a lot faster than I remember it being last year. But
Hmm.
um, a lot of jet sweeps, a lot of reverses, like Ryan said. But um, I just think if we can cause some confusion um, and play sound defense, there's no reason why Utah State shouldn't win the game. Um, I
Well,
think
and
Utah State
Utah
want to
State
run.
both offensively and defensively, and obviously it starts with the line. They have the opportunity, they have the chance, they have the ability to overpower Colorado State and be the more physical team. Will it happen? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
I
chance, obviously, that it doesn't, because the offensive line has had some struggles. Obviously, if the offensive line is jumping off sides or not playing very well, then it's not going to happen. But that's definitely what Wyoming did. They were the more physical team, and they wore the Rams down and took it to them really. After that outburst, I mean it was 14-3, and really they didn't do much of anything after that, right?
Yeah,
So
they kicked a field goal. That was
yeah,
all they did. They put 17 points total on the board. I mean, it was 34-17. I think the final was. So
yep,
um, I don't know. I was going to ask Ryan if he thinks the team, just they're not mentally tough. If they got up like that and then Wyoming, here they come, and they just couldn't
yeah.
overcome it, and they're just not mentally tough, or what. But
Well,
I
we've seen that Wyoming offensive line. They are nasty, and they know if they
oh
get out and
oh yeah.
block for Hill's gonna run, run all over everybody, and so that's that's how offensive line and running backs work. When they get out and hit people and they run the ball, they get that energizes them, that gets them going, and they just it's like a a snowball from there that just that keeps building and building. So uh, I don't know if Utah State will do that. I don't know if Utah State will just run the ball and run the ball. I think they will if they have a lead, but it'll be interesting to see kind of what Utah State tries to do, or maybe how they can get out to a lead and make them quit, like we were saying. And that's kind of what I was alluding to as far as the recruiting question is, sometimes when you've got a bunch of guys from the southeast, if your whole team is from the southeast and you're playing at Colorado State, that's not you're not always going to be the toughest, meanest, nastiest team. Those Wyoming boys that are pissed off that they play in Laramie, Wyoming, I guess, and it's cold. They and they have a chip on their shoulder because nobody else recruited them. That's what happens. So
Yeah, I just think Utah State, as long as they limit the penalties, and we'll talk about this in the next podcast, but
yep, we
I
got 20 seconds.
I I see no reason why Utah State should not go into Fort Collins and come back with a W.
Yeah,
Bottom
absolutely.
line, there's no excuse.
Yeah, this is a must-win game. If the Aggies don't come out motivated, then maybe they're never going to be motivated, and maybe that's what the team